How do you feel about Jeff Sessions recusing himself from any investigation into Russian interference in the election?
Well, I think that was the right decision. I think that given the revelations that we've heard in the recent past about his interaction with the Russian ambassador, I think that really kind of calls into question whether or not he could be fair and impartial, and the appearances simply weren't good. So I think the decision that he made to recuse himself was the right one.
Who should lead that investigation?
Well, I think that's a really interesting question. I think the Deputy Attorney General would be the person who would normally do that. We don't have a Deputy Attorney General at this point. He has a confirmation hearing coming up. But the next question is, should it be the Deputy Attorney General, or should there be a special counsel? And I think that really is something I'm not quite sure how I feel about. I think that the career people at the Justice Department are capable of doing a good investigation, and so we'll see what happens.
Do you think Jeff Sessions should have resigned?
I don't think on the basis of what I've heard so far that there is a basis for resignation. I think there is a need to investigate further what the nature of his contacts was with the Russians, and I understand that Congress might be doing something in that regard.
What's at stake when it comes to the integrity of the investigation into possible Russian interference in the election?
Well, I mean, what's at stake is the fate of our democracy. We were essentially attacked in a cyber way by the Russians. They made an attempt to interfere with the most important decision that we make as Americans: who's going to be the president of the United States. And I think that we have to investigate that. We have to understand who was involved. We have to understand all that happened, and then we have to take retaliatory steps, it seems to me, based on those investigative steps.
Do you think Sessions has a responsibility to disclose what he discussed with the Russian ambassador?
I think to the extent that he can, that would be a good thing to put on the record, to be as transparent as he possibly can. What was the nature of the conversation? Why was he talking to the Russian ambassador on the two occasions, as I understand it, that he did? I think some transparency there, some expression of what actually happened would be a good thing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sure enough.